Hey guys, welcome to the Shine Tribe's first team call. Now, Stronger Together Fitness Project is now the Shine Tribe. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. But I'm really excited this call to sort of set the course for June and walk you guys through how I strategize my months and how I really have a plan going into the month to do all of my 3 vital behaviors with intention and with a purpose. It's not as complex as it sounds. Strategy is actually one of my weaknesses, so I've had to really simplify it down. But if there's one thing that I have learned and that I feel really passionate about, it's that I want to treat this business like a business, not like a hobby, because the better I am at this, the better I can teach my team how to be rock stars at it, and the more people we can help. So I don't want to just go about this randomly, putting in a little time here, putting in a little time there, trying something here, trying something there. I want to be laser focused. I want to have a plan. I want to have a strategy. I want to execute it and teach you guys how to do the same, because that will take less time. And the goal is to work this business so that we have more time with our families, so that we have more time to do what we're really passionate about, not to have this business take up all of our time because we don't really know what we're doing and it's consuming everything and we have to redo stuff. Like, that's not what we're about. Like, let's do this well, let's do it efficiently, and let's help a ton of people and have awesome lives doing what we feel really strongly about, being with our kids, investing in our church, our community, whatever. So that is why I'm really excited about this call. I'm going to go ahead and start the screen share. So that, are you taking a picture of us, Marlena? All right, so we can get started. So setting the course for June, and let's start with our affirmation before we continue on. I'm so excited, I just want to jump in. But so the affirmation for this call is, I am creating a life where I do only the things I feel called to do, bring me life, health, and purpose. I will do the things I'm called to with all the skill I possess and enjoy the messy process, because this is my life. So the Shine Tribe. What is the Shine Tribe all about? I started the Stronger Together Fitness Project because I already had a little group going that was called Stronger Together. And I joined Becca's team, which is Better Together Fitness Project. So I thought, I'll just slap on Fitness Project on the end of my already established group, and that's what I'll call myself. I'll call my team. As I started going into my coaching journey, it's just something that came over and over again as I was helping other women, as I was getting myself back, was this idea of shining, this idea of inner radiance, this idea of not only feeling alive inside, but letting it just burst out and letting it be a light to others. So as the Shine Tribe, we are women who are full of radiance and hope. We're women who are unafraid of our own shadows. This is a very interesting sentence that I put in here, because I really feel like the healthier I become, the more I had to, my journey to become healthy forced me to confront a lot of inner shadows, a lot of darkness, a lot of struggles. Even this journey that I'm on right now, learning about food addiction and learning about really the root of food addiction is our desire to want to numb or satisfy stress in our lives and trauma in our lives, and we use food to do it. At least I do. And so even this journey that I'm on right now, I mean, it never ends, is forcing me to confront trauma that I experienced early on in my life, stress that I'm experiencing now, and causing me to confront how I deal with it. So as we are on this journey to become the healthiest, strongest women that we can be, we're gonna have to face our darkness and our shadows. It's scary, but it's awesome at the same time, because we have each other, and there are so many amazing books out there. We have our faith. If you're a person of faith, you have your church, you have scripture, you have family around you or friends who are like family. And as you overcome those shadows, you only become more radiant. Not saying that we don't have shadows. We're women who have shadows. We have darkness in our lives, but that's what makes us who we are. And so that's something that maybe we can unpack another day. But it's a goal of mine to be someone who's completely unafraid of my shadows, because I think that will help me to shine even more. And we're also leaders who light the way. We want to be that spark that causes other people to say, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can make a change. Maybe I can grow and be healthier than I was, because we all know as soon as you start believing that you can, then doors just start opening. So that's what the Shine Tribe is all about. I'm so excited. I'm still rolling out the launch of this new brand, I guess you would say. Probably over this weekend, I might launch it publicly, but it's here for our team to enjoy, and I'm so glad that you guys are part of the Shine Tribe. Now on to our recognition. Congrats to Rachel. I don't know if she's on the call right now, but she's our newest Emerald coach, and she's awesome. If you guys don't already follow Rachel, you really should. She has lost 40 pounds so far. She is like diving into this business like crazy, and she inspires me. She's just like, 0 to 60, and I'm really, really proud of her. And then also we have a bunch of people who are in Success Club. If you're not yet, I don't know if you guys can see, this has been a tough month for me. I'm at Success Club 9 right now, and 10 is kind of non-negotiable for me. So it may be, the 29th of May, but I'm not stopping. I don't want any of us to stop. We've got work to do, people to talk to, lives to change, women who are nervous. We gotta give them a big old internet hug, hold their hand, encourage them that they can do this, and just achieve our goals in the process. So guys, there's no stopping just because it's the 29th. I don't want anybody thinking I can't hit Success Club, even if you have no points. That's no excuse. My first month as a coach, I almost hit Success Club in the very last day. It ended up that one person who said she was going to sign up with me, who was going to switch to me, signed up with Becca actually as a coach. And so I told her, don't switch to me, don't worry about it. But if she would have, which she wanted to, I would have hit Success Club, and it was like the very last day. So keep pushing, keep working. But you guys are doing a great job. All right, so setting a course for June. Here's what I want to do. I want us to treat this business like a business. I want us to be girl bosses. It's kind of a phrase that's been thrown around a lot recently. There's a book by that title. And basically, I haven't read the book, actually. Maybe Hannah needs to do a team call on what Girl Boss is all about, because she's read the book. But basically, Girl Boss, to me, is someone who pushes her limits, who takes control of her life, who doesn't let excuses keep her from working hard for what she wants. And the reason this is important, I know I've done calls on, actually I think the last call I did was on how it's all about helping people, and it is all about helping people. But the better we are as coaches, the better we can help people. So if you just go into it with just this open, bleeding heart, but you don't engage your mind and you don't engage that girl boss side of you, you're going to be limited and frustrated because you're not helping people like you want to. So I want to combine both our big hearts and really sharp minds and be super crazy, awesome team. So here's how we treat it like a business. We have to have a goal for the month, set up a strategy, plan it out, and execute. Let's break that down, what that means. Having a goal for the month can be as simple as your own personal goal, your fitness. Where do you want to be in your fitness journey? Where do you want to be with your personal development? Now, I don't want you to be scared of setting goals. Sometimes I would get scared and I would only set goals that I knew I could accomplish because I didn't want to get to the end of the month and fall short of that goal. Here's the problem with doing that. You don't push yourself to that full potential that you could reach. And as I started shifting my mentality, I read this awesome book called Failing Forward. And as I started shifting my mentality to see failure not as a bad thing, but as a necessary thing. So if I'm not failing, that means I'm not pushing myself hard enough. If, I almost want to have goals. They have to be like in this perfect range. They shouldn't be too hard that you're kind of like, that's unrealistic, but they shouldn't be too easy that it doesn't push you out of your comfort zone a little bit. So when it comes to setting your goals, don't be afraid. You're going to fail along the way. That means you're pushing yourself, but you also might surprise yourself and hit goals that you never thought you could hit. So there's a way of setting goals called the SMART goals, and that's basically goals that are specific, that are measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. It's a lot there. I'm going to post this slide up later if you want to take a look at it. This is something I've printed out, and I have when I set my goals, I kind of just make sure that they check off all of those qualifications. But it's really important, because if you just say, I want to blog more this month, well, blogging more is not specific. It's not measurable. At the end of the month, you can't really say, like, did I blog more? Did I not? Saying something like, I want to blog 3 times a week, or I want to blog once a week. That's very specific. You can measure that. At the end of the month, you can check it off, or you can put an X. Did you do it or did you not? And then it has to be attainable and realistic. I can't blog every single day. I'm not going to set that as a goal for myself. But 3 times a week, yeah, that's attainable. That's realistic. And then time bound, just, saying in a week. That gives me that time period that I need to have a very SMART goal. So these are some ideas of goals that you could set: personal blog posts, Success Club points you want to attain, conversations you want to have, people you want to help. And people you want to help can just mean even you don't sell anything to them, but you are helping them. You're checking in with them. You're providing them value. Coaches you want to recruit, and the volume of your team. These are all metrics that you can set goals for. After you've set your goal, we're going to set up a strategy and plan it out. This is the way that I personally do it. Everybody has their own ways, but I wanted to share this with you if it would be helpful. I set up a calendar for myself. I haven't been making these public, but I'm going to start doing that starting this month. And basically, at the beginning when I was first a coach, I was all over the place. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to do a sneak peek for coaching and a free group for clean eating, and then my challenge group. And then this was on promotion, so I was promoting T25, and then I was promoting 21 Day Fix, and then I was talking about the 3-day refresh. And it was too much. Like, my audience didn't even know what I was talking about. They were so confused. Somebody messaged me like, I want to be in one of your groups. And I was like, okay, which one? And they're like, I don't know. What are you doing? And so it was just too much for me. It was too much for my audience. And even though everything is exciting, it's more effective if you are focused. And I know some coaches who only sell the 21 Day Fix. That's it. That's what they use. That's what they believe in. That's the groups that they run. They don't give people a ton of options. Sometimes it's more confusing to people if you're like, okay, well, there's this challenge pack, and then there's this one, and then this one's on sale, and then this one's good for this. Like, no. I'm doing a 21 Day Fix challenge group. Do you want to join me? This is what the 21 Day Fix is. This is why I think it could be a great solution to your problems or your struggles. Do you want to join me? Like, keep it focused, have a plan, have a strategy, so that as you're posting throughout the month, everything is pointing back to that 21 Day Fix challenge group. And I'm just using that as an example. It can be whatever it is you want it to be. For example, in this month, I'm actually focusing on the 3-day refresh because of the book that I'm reading, because of the topic that is pertinent to my life, because we are living I guess, advertisement for lack of a better word, but our lives are what we want to share with other people. And so right now, that's what's going on in my life. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a 3-day refresh group. So that's what I'm going to be talking about this month. I'm going to be talking about food addiction. I'm going to be talking about detoxes. I'm going to be talking about this book I'm reading. And that's very intentional because I want to have a group on the 3-day refresh. So let's get to the calendar. June 1st is the first day of workouts for my challenge group. You can see there. June 1st is also the first day of a 5-day sneak peek into coaching. I posted about that in our team group for you to be taking this weekend. If you have the desire to invite people to the sneak peek, you need to take this weekend and start mixing in posts that build interest and posts that invite. So if you'll see up on the top right-hand side, there are different types of posts you can do. You can do posts that just add value and share your story. You can do a public invite, like, this is it, like, I'm inviting you to join me. And then you can do posts that build interest. So for the coaching sneak peek, just posting why you love being a coach. Just posting somebody in your challenge group who's doing awesome and it makes you so happy to see that. Just posting you sitting outside and saying, this is my office for the day. I can do this work anywhere that my phone has internet or whatever, you know? So those are posts that just build people's interest into what you're doing. You're not inviting or anything, but you're building interest, and you're doing it strategically because the very next day you want to invite people to join you and learn more about coaching. So it's just kind of this natural progression that people tend to say, oh gosh, that's really interesting what Aubrey is doing. She's actually earning money sitting outside watching her kids play on the swings. That's pretty awesome. And then the next day Aubrey says, do you want to learn more about coaching? And people are like, yeah, because they've already been primed. If you're not building interest, your invites are going to fall flat. And if you're only building interest and you never invite, you can't expect people to be banging down the door asking to know about coaching. You have to offer the invitation. So having a combination of the two is really important, and that's one of my strategies. You can't see it because I'm going to be doing it this weekend in May, but that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend in May. But it's the exact same thing here at the end of June that you can see, because I'm going to be offering a free week-long beginner's guide to detox group. So in order to fill that group, I'm going to build interest on Thursday, make a public invite on Friday, build interest again on Saturday, and make a public invite on Sunday. So that's kind of what the colors mean. That is probably most people say, duh, Vanessa, like, of course, that makes sense. But for me, who's terrible in strategy, that was like total aha moment that I had of like, oh gosh, I can't just put a random invite out there on Monday morning that I'm starting this group today. Anybody want to join? If I haven't talked about it and if I haven't built interest into it. So that's what I'm planning to do this first weekend in June, is build interest and invite people to my group on detox. Then this second weekend in June, I'm going to build interest and invite people to my 3-day refresh group. So do you see how that works? It's just kind of like this whole pattern that goes through. The gray dots are just my basic adding value and sharing my story. So this is how I set up my month. It's super simple. One thing new that I'm doing, just to let you guys know, is after the 5-day sneak peek into coaching, I'm going to actually have a new coach orientation call on Sunday night. And I've never done this before, but I think it's really going to be great because typically in a coach sneak peek, you have people for 5 days, you're sharing with them about coaching, and then you try to follow up maybe on the weekends, but people, they get back to you a couple days later, or they're not sure that they really listen to everything. They have to go back and reread everything, and it can kind of drag on. You can be like following up with this person for like weeks and weeks. So I'm going to set up a new coach orientation call on Sunday night to basically say, listen, if you need to catch up on stuff, catch up on stuff. If you want to sign up, but get it done before Sunday night. We're going to have a big coach orientation call. Everybody who has signed up is going to be on the call. We're going to just welcome them to the team. We're going to ask them some questions, and we're going to sort of get like a get to know you type of time. So I'm really excited about that, just so you can be aware that that's happening on Sunday night. And that's going to be the pattern for every coach sneak peek. We're going to do our 5 days. We're going to have the weekend to follow up with people. And then on Sunday night, we'll do a new coach orientation to get them all started right. The last thing that I have on my calendar is a diamond training. I'm going to start a diamond training here on the 3rd Monday of June, on the 22nd. And I'm super excited about this. This is going to just take everybody to the next level. It's incredible content, Lindsay Matway's content, and it's fantastic. you would just need to be an Emerald, I guess, qualify, by that Thursday, the 18th, in order to be in the Diamond training. So a good thing for everybody to kind of shoot for, to try and hit Emerald by that time so that we can do this big Diamond push. I'm super excited about that. So that's how I set up a strategy, and that's how I plan out my posts. There's an additional resource that I have for you guys that's basically, I call it like the Idea Factory. It's just a sheet of paper with lines on it that you can kind of plan out each type of post. Because I don't know about you, but I have pockets where I'm super creative, and then I have pockets where I can't even remember my name. Usually that's when the kids are crazy and everything is crazy, and I don't even know which way is up and which way is down. So for me to try and come up with some cute post that people would be interested in joining me, that is just not going to happen in the middle of the day. But I want to post something in the middle of the day. So what I do is I actually sit down in the evenings if I have a cup of coffee or tea and I'm feeling creative, and I'll just kind of plan out just random ideas. I'll just write them all out. So then when it's in the middle of the day and I'm like, gosh, I really want to sit down and do a post, I just pull out that idea sheet and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And sometimes I'll even have the picture already created. All I need to do is just throw it up on Facebook. So that's kind of how I have that strategy, and I plan out my posts. I'm going to post that also in the team group so you guys can print it out. It's really pretty. I tried to make everything really pretty because, it just makes it more fun that way. All right, so then the last thing we need to do is we need to execute it. We need to just do it. Just do the work. Doesn't take long. It's not hard, but if you don't do it, it doesn't happen. So we're going to set our business hours, plan out posts, brainstorm, and just get it done. It doesn't have to be hours and hours. When I say set your business hours, it can be 30 minutes after lunch when my kids are napping. That's my work time. But it's so easy for me to be like, oh, I'm so tired. I just want to take a nap, or I just want to veg and just scroll through Pinterest. That's where we have to say, okay, am I going to treat this like a business, or am I going to treat this like a hobby? Is this something that I really want to see it grow? I really want to see people helped and served? Then I got to be a girl boss. I got to put on my big pants and say, I'm just going to do this. It's 30 minutes. And basically it's, being creative and writing fun posts that inspire people. It's not even that hard. If somebody told me, okay, you have to do math for 30 minutes right now, I'd be like, oh, kill me. But it's not that hard. And it actually, once I get started, I always have fun doing it. So yeah, let's do this, guys. Let's really, if this is something that you're choosing to do, this is something that you think it's great for other people, it's great for me, it's great for my family, it makes us healthier, it makes me feel good to be changing other people's lives. Those are all positive things. So if that is something that you feel that you want to be a coach, then be a coach. Be great at it. Be a girl boss, take it, be strategic. Don't, just scattering seeds haphazardly. That might get you 1 or 2 sales. That's awesome. But for those of us who are there is so much potential to really make a wave of difference. I'm already seeing it in my newsfeed, in my family, in my friends. All of us who used to sit around and watch TV and eat junk, now we sit around, we're eating healthy food, and we're talking about our dreams and plans to help change our friends and family's lives. Sitting around and watching TV isn't terrible. It's fun to do every once in a while, but when that was our norm, and now our norm is that our minds are just bursting with ideas of how to make things better for other people, that's a wave of change that is only going to continue to grow. And if that's something that excites you and that you feel like you want to be a part of, then let's do it with intention and skill and purpose. So that is that for this week. I'm going to stop the share.